Kidd Kraddick in the morning.
The Showbiz Top 5.
Hello, this is Kellie Rasberry with your Showbiz Top 5. Coming in at number 5 today, a crypt that was directly above Marilyn Monroe's has been sold on eBay for over $4.6 million. It's kind of a sad story. Elise Poncher removed her husband's body from the space. He died back in 1986 because she needed to raise money to pay the mortgage on her $1.6 million home in Beverly Hills. So her husband actually bought the crypt space from Joe DiMaggio, who was married to Marilyn Monroe and I guess for his own reasons didn't feel the need to be buried above her. So now when Ms. Poncher dies, she says she's just going to be cremated and her husband's remains can be put in her crypt and she'll just be in an urn. Now VH1 pulled Megan Wants a Millionaire off the air right after Ryan Jenkins, a bachelor on the show, was suspected of killing his ex-wife. Now it looks like he actually did since he's committed suicide, but they were still sort of up in the air about what to do about I Love Money 3. Love I Love Money, but they had already had this one wrapped and in the can. It was supposed to air in January. As of yesterday, they weren't sure what they were going to do, but now they've made the decision. They're just not going to air that one either. So they've really lost a ton of money on this guy. 2 shows being affected on VH1. Now, after she left American Idol, Paula Abdul was fielding all these offers, right? Left and right. We heard rumors she was going to be on Dancing with the Stars. That didn't happen. And then we heard she was going to actually get a part on Ugly Betty, a small part playing a temporary, an office temp who sort of sees herself as Samantha from Sex and the City. But now producers have taken that part away because she had this huge list of ridiculous demands. So instead of Paula playing that part, little, 5'0" Paula, they've hired Kristen Johnston. Do you remember her? She was that huge woman who used to be on 30 Rock. I'm thinking you don't know who I'm talking about, and unless Austin is showing her picture about right there, you don't know now either. So anyway, she's going to have the part now. She says she's always seen herself as the poor man's Paula Abdul anyway. So it should work fine. Michael Jackson's family says they do look forward to seeing justice now that the LA Coroner's Office has ruled Michael's death a homicide. That ruling makes it likely that criminal charges will be brought against Dr. Conrad Murray, who admits he's the one who administered propofol to Michael the day he died. And detectives have been investigating whether his decision to give Michael the powerful anesthetic outside the hospital and using it as a sleep aid, if that's going to constitute negligence for an involuntary manslaughter charge. Now, LaToya Jackson's been convinced since day one that her brother was murdered, and she doesn't think it's just one person. It wasn't just Conrad Murray. She thinks it's a conspiracy of people who've been around Michael and prevented him from getting the help he needed for his addictions. Now, LaToya, she's got to fill her time somehow, and she's actually going to step in as guest co-host on The View. The show is September 16th and the 18th because Elizabeth Hasselbeck will be out for a couple more months on maternity leave. Expect some big changes when The Hills and The City come back to MTV, and that will be September 29th. The first move they're making is from Monday nights to Tuesdays. The Hills will come on first at 10 Eastern, and then that will be followed at 10:30 by The City. The biggest change to The Hills, of course, is Kristen Cavallari. She is injecting life into this lifeless show. It's going from vanilla to chocolate overnight because she is replacing Lauren Conrad. The producer says she is definitely mixing things up. She's not afraid to stir things up, and she really changes the dynamics between lots of people on the cast, especially Audrina and Justin Bobby. The producers also say that Heidi and Spencer are going to toy around with the idea of becoming parents, but that's just a bunch of bunk there. Now, as for The City, that one's probably they're going to have to do something to save that show because Whitney is kind of vanilla too. And the whole thing with the relationship didn't work out, so now they're going to forget focusing on relationships and they're going to focus more on the working relationships, all the conflicts and strife that goes on in the office. And believe me, there's plenty there. They should do a reality show of Kidd Kraddick in the morning. But she is not going to be dating anyone as of right now. She is single, and they're also going to look for Kelly Catrone to take on a much bigger role in the City this coming season. And that's your Showbiz Top 5 for, is it Tuesday already? Oh my gosh, for Tuesday.